Julius Robert Oppenheimer, the man who oversaw the creation of the world's first atomic bomb, was forever haunted by the power he helped unleash. Witnessing the successful detonation of the bomb, Oppenheimer famously recalled a verse from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." His words reflected the deep moral conflict he experienced. Though his mind was brilliant, Oppenheimer was burdened by the catastrophic implications of his creation. Oppenheimer was a man of many talents, excelling in 8 languages and also writing poetry. Yet he will always be remembered as the father of the atomic bomb, a symbol of human ingenuity, simultaneously of the destructive power that knowledge can wield. When people first encountered Oppenheimer, his intellectual prowess was immediately apparent. One colleague described him as unbelievable, recalling how he could answer questions before they were even fully formulated. His brilliance was evident early in life. Oppenheimer's ability to learn quickly was extraordinary. For example, he taught himself Dutch in just 6 weeks to give a lecture while visiting the Netherlands. Born on April 22, 1904, in New York, Oppenheimer was the son of German Jewish immigrants. His father, Julius, was a wealthy textile importer, and his mother, a painter, came from a long-established New York family. Oppenheimer grew up surrounded by art, including paintings by renowned artists, such as Van Gogh, which contributed to his rich cultural upbringing. He attended an elite private school in New York City, and in 1922, he went to Harvard University, initially intending to study chemistry, but eventually developing a passion for physics. His academic curiosity extended beyond science. He also studied philosophy, Greek, and French literature. After overcoming health issues, he graduated from Harvard in 3 years, despite enrolling a year later than his peers. Oppenheimer's journey into physics took him across the Atlantic to the University of Cambridge in England, where he joined the Cavendish Laboratory for experimental physics. However, he soon realized that his true strength lay in theoretical physics rather than hands-on experimentation. After struggling with depression during his graduate years, Oppenheimer moved to the University of Göttingen in Germany, where he completed his Ph.D. by the age of 23. Returning to the US, Oppenheimer worked as a research fellow at Harvard and Caltech, ultimately becoming a prominent figure in the scientific community. In the 1930s, as fascism rose in Europe, Oppenheimer became increasingly aware of the potential for nuclear weapons, particularly in Nazi Germany. In 1942, as World War II raged, Oppenheimer was selected to lead the Manhattan Project, a top-secret U.S. government effort to develop the atomic bomb. Oppenheimer brought together the best minds in physics to develop the weapon that would change the world. He chose the remote town of Los Alamos, New Mexico, as the project's central site because of its natural beauty and his fond memories of visiting it during his youth. The project received immense funding, with the initial budget of $6,000 ballooning to $2 billion by 1945. Before leading the Manhattan Project, Oppenheimer had already contributed to the understanding of nuclear fission, the process that would enable the creation of the atomic bomb. He helped develop the theory of uranium and plutonium fission, which could release massive amounts of energy. On July 16, 1945, the world witnessed the first successful test of a nuclear bomb, the New Mexico desert, a moment that forever altered the course of history. The test's success demonstrated the immense power of the atomic bomb, and the U.S. military was soon poised to deploy it in the Pacific Theater. In August 1945, the U.S. dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japan, devastating the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Oppenheimer, who had once expressed guilt over creating such a weapon, was deeply affected by the destruction it caused. Despite the war's end, he remained conflicted about the bomb's use, describing it as a brutal demonstration of modern warfare's inhumanity. Though Oppenheimer initially felt responsible for the bomb's consequences, over time, he distanced himself from the decision to use it, attributing responsibility to governments rather than scientists. After World War II, Oppenheimer became a key advisor on U.S. atomic policy. He chaired the Atomic Energy Commission's Advisory Committee, which oversaw nuclear research and the development of nuclear weapons. However, during the Cold War, suspicions arose about his political affiliations, particularly his past connections to left-wing causes and individuals. In 1954, during the height of McCarthyism, Oppenheimer was stripped of his security clearance after a controversial hearing. His associations with communist sympathizers, including his relationship with Jean Tatlock, a member of the Communist Party, led to his downfall. Oppenheimer's opposition to the development of the hydrogen bomb also fueled suspicion about his loyalty. Despite the personal and professional setbacks, Oppenheimer continued his work in physics and spent his later years in Princeton, New Jersey. In 1963, he was awarded the prestigious Fermi Award by President Lyndon B. Johnson, a gesture signaling a shift in public opinion toward Oppenheimer. However, the following year, Oppenheimer was diagnosed with throat cancer, and he passed away on February 18, 1967, at the age of 62. Today, Oppenheimer's legacy remains a complex one. As the world faces new threats from nuclear weapons, his story serves as a reminder of both the potential for scientific achievement and the moral dilemmas that accompany it. The fear of nuclear warfare is as pressing as ever, with modern threats from Russia, North Korea, and others. The doomsday clock, a symbol of global nuclear risk, now stands at just 100 seconds to midnight, closer than ever before. Oppenheimer's life and work continue to remind us of the fragility of humanity's existence in the face of such destructive power.